With benefits such as longer life, increased intelligence, and better communication, it's easy to see the appeal of transhumanism, but along with these benefits come the potential dangerous applications of converging technologies, dangers which are either overlooked or completely ignored by the transhuman fundamentalist community. At an intuitive level, I think most people are well aware of these dangers. However, they're not well aware of transhumanism in general. The following list of problems will only increase in relevance as transhumanism steadily makes its way into the mainstream. The desire to lead a long, happy, healthy life is undeniably a good thing. However, when we achieve the ability to extend human life indefinitely, certain issues will arise. Already we've been inundated with claims that the Earth is overpopulated. The correlation between environmental degradation and rising population numbers is not new.
The natural world in which man lives and on which he depends is indeed deteriorating, is being destroyed in many instances at a rate that is accelerating and that can only continue to accelerate unless we begin to control the activities that are having this destructive impact. It took mankind something like 50 millennia to achieve its first billion of population on this earth. Now it takes us some 20 years to add 1 billion people. Now, this has got to be regarded as a serious problem. This might be necessary at some point, or at least some restriction on the right to have a child. I'm not proposing this. I was simply predicting this as one of the possible courses that society would have to seriously consider should we get ourselves into this kind of situation.
China phased in its one-child policy gradually, and it makes sense that similar policies would be phased in globally as life extension therapies become widely used. In a world where humans live forever, who gets the final say on reproduction? Government would manage human life. The right to life could become a privilege and be based on each person's degree of usefulness to society. This scenario is unavoidable if radical life extension was widely employed. This brings up deep philosophical issues which cannot be ignored. Implantable brain chips are feasible. The nature of their future implementation has been discussed already in government documents. Although brain chips could enhance mental capacities dramatically, they could also be used as a means of outside control. Thoughts, sensory stimulation, and false memories could be instantly beamed into your mind and create a totally synthetic reality which is perceived as real. Humans could be remotely controlled and manipulated. Denying that this would happen doesn't mute its possibility. Uploading your mind to a computer brings an alternate way of achieving immortality, but it presents limitless possibilities for malevolent use. Leaving your material body behind to become an electronic data stream could theoretically bring limitless digital experiences. The problem here is perception. Yes, you could feel powerful, but the reality would be that your entire existence is contained within a tiny computer. Computers are programmed. Whoever programmed the computer would have complete power over your life. If they wanted to, they could manipulate and torture you in ways we can't even conceive of. It would be beyond your control to stop them, because you would not be able to return to the material world. You would be trapped. The irony of this situation is that by leaving your body in pursuit of a pseudo-spiritual existence, you give the power of godhood over to those people whom you leave behind in the physical world. The problem of artificial intelligence is its potential to become infinitely more intelligent than us. By design, an AI brain would not be human. It doesn't make sense that its ultimate goals would parallel those of mankind. It seems impossible to keep AI under human control. Just because machines would be more intelligent than us does not mean that they will be superior to us. If we choose to create artificial intelligence, we may be opening the gate to a realm of imperceptible consequence. Of course, none of these technologies will arrive in their advanced forms immediately. They will be introduced over time so as not to completely overwhelm everyone. This in itself is a major problem, because as we acclimate to them, we could easily take them for granted. The dangers won't go away. In fact, they will only increase in relevance. This illustrates my biggest qualm with transhumanism in general. It focuses on future miracles and ignores present realities. The truth of the matter is that our world has major problems that can't be cured with external remedies. You cannot build a utopian society upon a broken foundation. If we choose to march forward without first looking inward, then we will bring about our own undoing.
Now, whether we are pessimistic or optimistic depends really on what we think about the nature of man. Whether we really believe that man, in light of this evidence, is going to be wise enough and enlightened enough to subject himself to this kind of discipline and control. And enlightened enough, and enlightened enough, and enlightened enough